Today we are going back in time approximately 1 year to the summer of 2021, and we will be revisiting my absolute favorite summer must-have makeup products, and I'm going to be doing my makeup with said products, and we'll see if these are still some of my favorites. I'm gonna go ahead and link the video where I talk about these products being my favorites down below in the description box in case you guys want to go watch it. It's from almost exactly a year ago, and I didn't go back and rewatch it. I kind of want to though, just to see exactly what I said about these products. I just went to the description box to get the list of everything that I needed to collect for this video. So if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. I started running out of breath there. I went for too long without pre-planning a breath. Okay, anyway, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I switched out my troll. You can't really see her, but I switched out the little one for that one. She still has crystals for her hair, but I just felt like changing things up a little bit. So anyway, our first product that we're going in with is the Milani Bright Side Primer. This is a good primer, and it's funny because I recently started a series over on Instagram and TikTok where I am working my way through my entire makeup collection until I've used every single product because I have way too much makeup and I don't know what my thoughts are on a lot of it. So that's my project over there, and I actually used this during one of those days and I recently decluttered it. So technically this is a decluttered product that we are starting off with. I know, the drama. But I didn't declutter it because I don't like it. I think this is a really nice primer. I just have a lot of glowy primers and I just like some more than others. I also knew that this one was kind of reaching a little bit of an older age and it was time for her to retire soon. So I will be using this for like one last time today, and then she will be officially retired. The only reason I still have it is because I plan on saving the products that I'm decluttering throughout this series and then showing you like a collective, like, I was gonna say haul, but it's the opposite of a haul, but just like a collective pile of everything that I decluttered throughout this series. So I did it for 1 week. After 1 week I showed you guys all of the products that I decluttered after doing my makeup, and I'm gonna continue to do that. So I'll do week 2, week 3, week 4, and then I'll show you how much makeup I decluttered after 1 month of working my way through my entire makeup collection. So here's what my skin looks like. It's super glowy. This is a great product. It's actually, I would say, pretty close to being gone. I used this so much. This product did me good while I had it, and I still would recommend it, but like I said, I just have a lot of glowy primers that I've been loving recently and I've kind of moved on. So there's my thoughts on that. For foundation, I actually had 2 favorites listed, and I was like, I had to like recheck because I wasn't sure. The first one is gonna be no surprise. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. I love this foundation. I actually have completely used this up, and these are both new bottles. I have the shades 17.5N and 20N. I would say my natural, like, go-to most of the year color is 17.5N. It's a really good match, but every once in a while I go out in the sun a little bit and then I need something a little bit deeper. I love this stuff. It's still a favorite of mine, which is great. And so many of you guys tagged me over on Instagram because they're coming out with a Best Skin Ever concealer, and I am gonna buy it. I don't even care if I'm not trying to buy makeup right now. I am buying that concealer because it better be good. I have really high expectations for that concealer. The other foundation that I had listed was the Absolute Cover foundation from Ofra, and I remember using this like a while ago, probably roughly a year ago, but I don't remember like using this a lot. So that's why I was like, I put that in a favorites video. Isn't it crazy how, like, I think it's because I try so much makeup that it's really easy for me to forget my thoughts on things or forget that I talk about things because I have so much and I talk about so much and I'm constantly cycling through. But I was like, I knew this foundation was good. I actually recently started using this again and I am obsessed. So we're gonna be using this today. I'm going in with the shade 1, and I need to find a sponge, but this shade is a perfect match for me. My skin is not looking the best right now. I'm having lots of hormonal breakouts, so you guys will be able to see the true coverage of this foundation. So I'm gonna like apply this, and then after I apply, I'll show like a side-by-side clip of the before and after so you can see how good this looks on my skin. So I figured it would be easier to just do half of my face and show you the difference. So I covered up what I would consider to be the worst half of my face, like the more broken out, more red side of my face. So you can see this is with nothing, and then this is with a very thin layer of the foundation. It looks so natural, and you can still see a little bit of that glow from the primer showing through. It looks great. The finish is amazing. The color match is amazing, and I'm truly obsessed with this foundation. It also is buildable, so if you do have some areas that you want a little bit more coverage, you can kind of let it chill and then add a little bit more on, like a second layer, and it still looks super natural and great. So yeah, I'm gonna go do the rest of my foundation so I don't look like this anymore, but I will be right back. So here's what my skin looks like with the foundation on. I just really like it. I think it looks great. So natural. It lasts so well throughout the day. I did like several hour wear tests over on Instagram if you guys want to go check out. I think it was day 7 and 8 maybe. I don't know. It was like 2 in a row where I have this foundation on for several hours and it looks fantastic. Like I'm talking like 6 to 9 hours. So if you guys are interested, I'll have it linked down below. I'll have all these products linked down below, and you guys can use code PAIGE for 20% off of Oprah products, which is really cool. So next we have concealer, and I actually had 2 concealers listed. I have the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer, and I actually decluttered this as well in my working my way through my entire makeup collection series. I don't even remember why. I think it was just like okay, and I just have a lot of concealers that I like more. So we're not going to go in with this today. We're actually going to use the NARS today. I love this concealer still. I think it's fantastic. It's so creamy and beautiful. This is a pretty light shade. This is in the shade Light to Vanilla, and I just think it lasts really well. It looks good on my under eyes, and it does a really good job of highlighting my skin without like removing coverage from underneath, if that makes sense. I think sometimes concealers, where I apply them, they'll kind of remove the foundation that I had on once I blend it, which is kind of weird. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out. I'm using a random sponge. This one is from Lunar Beauty, and it's actually dry. Like I didn't get it wet beforehand, so this was just the only one that I had close to me, and I was just being a little bit lazy. But I do really like this sponge, and it works well dry. But as you can see, it just like highlights, and you still have that really nice coverage. I am just a really big fan of this concealer. I think it's great. It's been a classic for a really long time, and I definitely think that it deserves the hype that it gets. For powder, my favorite summer powder was the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. As you can tell, I love this powder, and this is the same one from last year. I truly need a new one. I do have a little bit of hard pan on it. Does anyone know what causes hard pan? Is it moisture? Like, what is it? Because that happens to like certain products sometimes, but I never know why. So I'm gonna take an F5 from Blinged Brushes. This is the Rose Gold set, and I'm just going to kind of dig my brush around the edge and start by setting my under eye. I haven't really been using loose powder a whole lot in the last year or so. This changed that for me. I used to go in with my sponge and like bake my entire face every single day I did my makeup until I started using this. I don't know why I started using this. It was pretty random. Like I'm trying to remember, like look back and remember why. I couldn't tell you, but I used this powder solely for a very long time, and I've been trying to switch up my makeup routine recently with my whole new series that I'm doing. So I haven't used this in like the last like couple months, but or like maybe a month. I'll say like 4 to 6 weeks I haven't used this powder, but I still have enjoyed it up until this point, and I still think it's really great. It does have a little bit of a scent, like it smells kind of like makeup, like, I don't know. It always has had that scent. It just kind of smells like powder. It's hard to explain. I don't think it's particularly scented. It just smells like powder. So I know some people have commented saying that that bothered them, but it doesn't bother me. But scent doesn't typically, you know, prevent me from using certain things. I don't mind fragrance or scented products. So we're off to a really good start with the base. I'm loving the way that my skin is looking, and so far I love all of these products. Next, for bronzer, we have the Milani Baked Bronzer. This is in the shade Dulce, and I remember loving this. Couldn't tell you the last time I used it, that's for sure, but I do remember loving this. So I'm gonna go in with my F23. This brush is very dirty. I need to clean my brushes soon, but this is just kind of what I have on hand. So I'm going to apply this, and I'm starting off light because I don't really remember the pigmentation. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the way that this looks on my skin, and I just love baked products. I feel like they look so natural on the skin. They have a little bit of radiance to them that I feel like you can't replicate with just like a regular pressed powder, if that makes sense. This has some little sparkly like swirls in it, but I feel like baked powders, they just sit so much nicer on the skin, and they're thinner, I feel like. You know how when you put like powdered bronzer on, sometimes it looks like an additional layer, but this just kind of, it just seems thinner. I feel like it might not be a good word to describe, but that's what comes to mind. I just really love baked blushes, baked bronzers. I want to try some of the Laura Geller ones. Is Laura Geller still a thing? I feel like I haven't heard about them in a while. I used to see their products at TJ Maxx all the time, and I remember everyone was obsessed with Gilded Honey. Speaking of like throwback products, I recently did a video where I showed you guys all of my throwback like memory makeup products that I hold on to, like my original Naked palette and all kinds of stuff. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. But Laura Geller Gilded Honey was a classic, and I had like several of those. It was a super golden highlighter, but it was swirled. It was one of their baked gelato highlighters, I think. They had several shades. Wow, that just like unlocked a new memory for me. But I think I've seen people recently use Laura Geller products, and I really want to try them out. So let me know where I can get their products, if they're still available, if you guys know. For blush, I have the Hourglass. Oh, okay. I got confused because I saw Hourglass blush in my description box, so I grabbed these, but it says Vanish blush, so I think that's the stick. So let me go grab my cream blush. We're gonna test my cream blush on top of this already set face. We'll see how it goes. I remember loving that blush. I probably haven't used it since last summer though. So let me go grab that and we'll try that out. Okay, here we have the Vanish blush. Excuse me. This is in the shade Wonder. And here's what it looks like. Ooh, that's pretty. I literally forgot that I had this. Now, how do I apply it is the question. I guess I'll kind of put some on the back of my hand, and then I'll rub my finger into it, and then just tap with my finger. I don't know, I feel like this is the safest way to go about this so that I'm not swiping a brush across my face. Ooh, this is looking pretty. Ooh, I love the color. I definitely need more. It blends out really well, and it's super pigmented. I love this. It's also not disturbing the product underneath, which is what I was worried about. By the way, I wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who commented on my video that says like, we need to talk. It was my day 10 of working my way through my collection, and It was a very long video. I talked to you guys for a long time, and the feedback on that video was absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for the feedback on that video. This is actually the first video that I'm filming since posting that. I had like a few videos pre-filmed, which was nice. But I just wanted to say thank you. I am feeling really inspired right now. I want to post lots of content for you. I want to post makeup content. I want to post book content. I want to post lifestyle vlogs. I read every single one of your comments. I tried to respond to as many as possible. I wasn't able to reply to every single one, but I'm still working on those comments, and I just wanted to say thank you so much because you guys really motivate me, and you guys were saying everything I needed to hear, and I just wanted to say thank you for being there for me and listening to me and understanding. I pretty much only had positive comments on that video, so thank you so much. I decided to film this video because I was looking at my old videos and I was like, man, like I was so excited about makeup back then. And then I stumbled across this one randomly and I was like, let me check this out and see my favorites. So I definitely want to do an updated like favorites video for this year. So I'll do like a summer 22 favorites video very soon. Let me know what your favorite products are right now for the summer. I know everyone's like already here for fall, but I do want to know what your favorite summer products are, and I wanted to do a video soon on what I've been loving particularly for summer, and then maybe we can do this again next year, and I'll try to do it for like all of the seasons. I think that would be really fun. Also, if you see something moving in the background, that's my hand. It's funny, that just unlocked a whole new memory for me. Okay, I'm gonna move on to my brows as I talk about this. I'm gonna be using the Kosas brow pencil and brow gel. I recently used these in working my way through my makeup collection. I'm gonna have to come up with a shorter name for that because it's a mouthful, but I recently used these and I loved them. I kept them. These are really good brow products. So anyway, this reminded me of back when I used to film at my parents' house. I feel like my my filming setup was a little bit deceiving because there was a mirror behind me and there were windows in front of me, so it was kind of a weird thing. And sometimes I would like move my hand here and then you would see it in the mirror and it looked like it was someone in front of a window doing something, and I don't know, it was just a little bit deceiving, and people would always be like, oh my god, is there a ghost in your house? Or I think one time Jarvis might have been laying on my bed, or my mom or someone, and like you could like see them through the mirror because they were laying on my bed, which was in front of me, in front of the window. Anyway, that just kind of gave me a little bit of a throwback to the Koren household days back when I lived at home and filmed in my room. Oh man, what good times. Isn't that crazy? I know a lot of you guys have been here since then, and I just want to say I appreciate you. I also appreciate you if you're brand new, but I feel like that was such a big part of my channel, was when I lived at my parents' house and I had my little makeup room like that connected to my room. Man, that's crazy. I can't believe I did that. Remember how hot I was all the time? I still feel like that sometimes, but now I don't have like an entire bay window in front of me in addition to my lights, and I live in a newer home. My parents' house is like super old, like over 100 years old, so the insulation isn't the best. So in the summer, when it was daytime, when I needed to film, that was rough. But it was still good times. And I actually went over to my parents' house this past weekend because Jarvis and I were dog sitting, and we slept in my room, and I was like, oh my god, like this is so weird. It doesn't look like my room anymore though. I mean, it kind of does. The bed is still there, some of the stuff is still there, but obviously I brought like all of my stuff with me, and my makeup room is now my dad's office because he works from home now, so that's his office. And it's just so weird. so weird. It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel like my room anymore, you know? Like when I think of my, well, when I think of my room, I think of this room. But when I think of like my bedroom, or that's like our room, we have 3 rooms. We have my room, Jarvis's room, and our bedroom. And it's so funny because I'll say sometimes, I'm like, oh yeah, like Jarvis is in his room. I remember saying that at our apartment, and people would be like, dude, Jarvis, not like, you guys have your own bedrooms, you sleep in different rooms. But it's just our offices. I actually have seen on TikTok that a lot of couples do have their own rooms, and I feel like that's really cool too, because then you like have your own space. Like Jarvis and I kind of have that. Like this is where I go to kind of like hang out, play video games, film, like play with makeup, do whatever. And then he has his room where he does work, because he works from home too. And like he plays video games in there, he'll take naps in there. So we kind of have our own like separate spaces, which is nice because we both work from home and we're around each other all the time. So that's like our way of like spending time with ourselves kind of thing. Anyway, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, I primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot in the shade not Painterly. I am so used to saying Painterly. This is soft ochre. This is more of a yellow base than Painterly, but I love both of them. And for eyeshadow, we're going in with Nudie number 2. This palette is so good. I'm still so obsessed with this palette. This is from Laura Lee Los Angeles, and it's incredible. This is like one of my favorite palettes of all time. I feel like Laura and Manny, literally, okay, this is my favorite Laura Lee palette. It's very neutral and like fun at the same time. And then Manny has this palette, the Nude Prism. These 2 palettes right here, they go so well together, first of all. Second of all, I could probably live off of these 2 makeup palettes for the rest of my life. I do actually have a discount code with Lunar Beauty. You guys can use code PAIGE for 10% off. So if you guys are interested in that palette, I highly recommend it. But we're talking about 2021 favorites, and that palette wasn't available in 2021. So we're gonna be using this. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Do I go pink or peach? I love pink and peach, which I think is why I love this palette so much, because we have a really nice pink and a peach. So let me grab a makeup brush. I think we're gonna go pink. I'm feeling pink. So I'm gonna go in with Blushing, which is this matte pinky color. It has like sparkle embedded into it, but it has a matte base. It's such a pretty color. I love pinky shades like this. And I'm just going to start building this up through my crease. I'm going to super lightly tap into this shade right here, which is called Low Cut. And I'm just going to tap that in my outer corner. This is like my go-to kind of makeup look. I put a shade in the crease. I tap a little bit of a deeper shade in the outer corner, and then I put a shimmer all over my lid. I'm gonna go into Cheeky right here, and I'm just gonna use my finger. It's such a pretty color. And I'm going to press this all over my lid. Look at that shimmer. It just takes eye looks to the next level. I love the texture. It has a little bit of a chunkier texture, which I personally love in shimmers because it just makes it seem so much more sparkly, which I am here for the sparkle, if you can tell. So I love it. I think it's so pretty, and I love this shade. It has a little bit of a pinkiness to it. And then you have Nudie, which is right here, which is similar in texture, but it has more, I would say, like a bronzy gold, like neutral undertone, whereas this has a little bit of that pinkiness to it. So whenever I use the peachy shade, which is called Bum, I use the shade Nudie. I'm gonna dip back into the shade Low Cut on this pencil brush. This is an E26. And I'm going to just kind of smudge this along the outer portion of my lower lash line just to add some definition and balance the eye. I feel like I say the same thing every time, and I don't even know if it really makes sense, but you see the difference, how this is just like super top heavy, and this kind of rounds out the eye look a little bit better. So that's why I like to do it, and I think it just looks nicer. So I will say my under eye area is creasing a little bit, and I think it's because that powder is basically gone, so I wasn't able to get as much product on my brush as I would normally, because I remember I used to like dig into that powder. So it's not like terrible, but I am noticing some creasing on my under eye area, and I think that's what it is. For lips, I have a couple options. The first being the Maybelline Lifter Glosses. I have like 4 or 5 of these, but my lip glosses are still just like a complete wreck in one of my drawers. So we're gonna work on that in a video very soon. So I was able to find 2 in the mess of lip glosses and lipsticks. I have the shades Pearl and Ice. Both of these are really pretty. I still really enjoy this formula, so I would still recommend those, but I'm gonna go in with lipstick. And if you guys watch my videos, I feel like you could probably name both of these, because these have become like my all-time favorite lip colors. I have a peachier one and a pinkier one. They're both from MAC. The peachier one is called Honey Love, and it's so pretty. I am obsessed with it. But today, this is my top one. This one is called Blankety, and it's just a little bit more of a pinky nude, but they're both so pretty. Like, I can't, and they smell so good. So if I do a peachier eye look, you can catch me wearing Honey Love, and if I do a pinkier eye look, you can catch me wearing Blankety. This is my #1 lip color, like, ever. As of right now, Blankety, 10 out of 10. My camera battery is about to die, so I'm gonna go change that really quick, and then I will be right back. We are back, and moving on to highlighter. We have the Glazed Kit from Laura Lee Los Angeles. I love this thing. I still love it. This is a great highlighter palette. She has glazed and bronzed. Bronzed is the deeper one, so glazed is the one that I like to go for. So let me grab my highlighter brush. This is the best highlighter brush you will ever use in your entire life, in my humble opinion. This is the F25 from Bling Brushes. It's so good, and it's so cute, and you guys can use code Paige for 10% off. So I'm gonna go into Glow Gal, which is this one right here. This is my most used shade, and I'm just going to lightly, look at that, look at how pretty that is, lightly put some on. It's super intense. I love the glow, and I love that you have 4 different shades in here. I like to use the shade Rose All Day as a blush topper. It's so pretty. I think I might have done a video, like a review on this, maybe? I don't remember, and I think I did that, and I think you could see like how plump my like cheek looked, like in a good way. It was so pretty. But I love this highlighter. It's such a good formula and such good colors, so 10 out of 10 would recommend. This is also the best highlighter brush you will use in your entire life. This is an E22. Technically it's an eye brush, but I like to use it for the highlighter on my eye, like my inner corner highlight and my brow bone. So I'm just going to tap in to that same shade, and you can see I'll do this all in one little go. This is the before. I just press and tap on my inner corner right there a few times, and then bam, look at that inner corner highlight. It's so precise, it's so good. I can't do my highlighter without these 2 brushes, so definitely check them out. Then I just go right in onto my brow bone, and I kind of blend the edge of whatever I put in my crease with that brush, with a tiny bit of the highlighter on there, just to get a little bit more of a seamless transition while adding the glow, and it's so good. This also works great if you have detailed eye looks you want to do, or like if you want to blend multiple colors together on your eyelid. This is really great because it's the perfect shaped blending brush, just like smaller than usual. I don't think I mentioned a setting spray in this video, at least there wasn't one in the description box, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, because I have like 17 bottles of this that I need to go through, and I really enjoy this, so that's what we're gonna use today. So, oh, this is like almost gone. I think I'm gonna finish it. We've done it, guys. We have used up a continuous setting mist. Oh my god, isn't that fantastic? Another product to the empties, another one out of my makeup collection. Like I said, I really do love this product, but just alone I have 3 bottles sitting on my desk right now. So it's great that I'm actually working through the products that I have, and I have lipstick on my teeth. This is great. Why didn't anyone tell me? Hopefully that wasn't there for too long. Anyway, moving on to our very last product, which is mascara. I had 2 products listed. I had this one right here, which is the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara, and then I also had the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes Mascara. Neither of these are the original. I have lipstick on my teeth again. I was about to say neither of these are the original one, but I think this one is, because she's dry as a bone. I couldn't tell you the last time I used this. It's been in my everyday makeup drawer. I like can't even like close it properly. This is so dry. I've had this for a year. This needs to go. Usually I'm pretty good about, like, you know, cycling through my mascara, but apparently I missed this one, so that one's gonna go. The Charlotte Tilbury one is definitely not the original. I have replaced this a few times actually since then, because I know I've used multiple of these over the last at least 6 months, so that's good to know. I love this mascara still. I think it's absolutely great. It has a silicone brush, which I used to be all about the bristly brushes, and I feel like now I'm kind of open to just anything, but I really do love this mascara. It does a really good job at separating my lashes, lengthening them, giving them volume and depth, and I'm just a really big fan. So I'm gonna go put this on, and then I will be back with you guys for final thoughts. Alright guys, so here's the finished look. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. I honestly didn't expect anything less. As I was gathering the products for this video, I was looking at my list of things and I was like, wow, 2021 summer Paige really knew what she was talking about. I will say that video did age well. A lot of times makeup trends and stuff don't age well, but that video definitely aged well, because pretty much everything is still a hit in my opinion. If it's not like still a favorite of mine, I still would recommend it. And I think the only product that I don't have from that video is an Hourglass eyebrow pencil, which I could just not know where it is, but I'm pretty sure that I completely used it up. I could be lying to you unintentionally, but I do think that I used that up. I'm pretty sure I remember having that in an empties video, and I loved it. If I used it up, I loved it. I remember loving it, and that's why I'm like fairly certain that I talked about it in an empties video. I remember like saying like, this is expensive, but I loved it. So anyway, I feel like all of these products are really, really good. Just to kind of give a quick rundown, the primer, I love this primer. I think it's great. Like I said, it's a little bit older. It's time to move on from my collection, and I do have a lot of really glowy primers that I just love now, and I still would absolutely recommend this. It's not one of my top favorites anymore, but I still think it's really good, and I love Milani. I love that primer. I would recommend it. For foundation, obviously I'm loving my foundation today. I have been loving this foundation for the last like couple weeks, I would say. And then the Sephora Best Skin Ever. This isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I've loved this for so long. It's been like a couple years at this point. This is a great medium buildable coverage foundation. It has a natural finish. It's so good. So there's that. It's also, I think it's around $20, which I know isn't like cheap, but for a Sephora foundation, you know, a foundation you can find at Sephora, I think it's priced pretty fairly, and a lot of times they have sales on Sephora collection stuff, so just keep your eyes out. I know during their like semi-annual type thing, the VIB sales, sometimes they'll even have 30% off of Sephora collection products, so just giving you a heads up there. For concealer, obviously I decluttered the Wet n Wild. Still love the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. My under eyes are not looking the best right now. I also did get a little bit of mascara on my under eye right here, and I tried to fix it with concealer, but it still looks a little bit dark, so I'm gonna try to touch that up a little bit better because I still have some videos to film today. Same with the Rimmel. Love this. I think I need a new one though, because I'm like scraping at the edges, but I still think this is great, and I could see myself using this on a daily basis again. The bronzer I haven't used in a while. I kind of forgot how much I loved this. I think it's really, really nice. It's a great alternative to the Hourglass one. If you guys like the Hourglass one, I think you'll love the Milani one. I'm not sure how many shades they have, but again, I'm in the shade Dulce. It's a little bit more of like a neutral base. It's not too red, not too orange, very neutral, which I love. I'm so glad that I decided to film this today for many reasons, but one of them being a reminder that this blush is so good. This is the Vanish blush in the shade Wonder. It's fantastic. I love the color. I love the way it looks on my skin. It works great on top of powder, which is huge when it comes to cream blushes or any like cream or liquid cheek product. So I love that. The brows, I love the eyeshadow palette. This was my 2020 my palette of 2020, I think. Like my favorite overall. Was that 2020? That was really that long ago? Or was that this past year? No, I couldn't tell you. This had to be from 2 years ago, but it's still one of my favorite palettes. I think it's fantastic. The highlighters, fantastic. The lipsticks, obviously fantastic. I love them. This mascara, I feel like I wouldn't consider like one of my favorites anymore, just because I've kind of like moved on to other mascaras, and like I said, I haven't used this in I don't even know how many months, so I wouldn't like consider this a favorite necessarily. But Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes, this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. And the glosses, these are great glosses. I know a lot of people compare them to the Fenty. They're pretty sheer. Some of them have a little bit more color than others. Some of them are sparkly, some of them are not. So just, you know, your preference. But let me smell them. Do these smell good? I don't even remember. Ooh, yeah, they smell good. They smell like some kind of sweet fragrance. But these are really nice glosses. And there's one that is supposed to be a dupe for the Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy, I want to say. I think it's called Moon. I have it somewhere, I just don't know where. But today was a very successful video, and I used a lot of really good products. I would say, like I said, I'd probably recommend pretty much anything that I used today. I can't wait to do my new favorites video though, so I can show you guys like stuff that has become my favorite over the last year, because like I said a million times, I have some really good like glowy primer and like base type stuff, and some new eyeshadows, some new lips. So that video will be coming very soon, and I just wanted to say thank you again for watching today's video. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to let me know your favorite summer makeup products. I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.